This is an introduction to Arbutus Web Connect. Web Connect works with Arbutus Hub to support browser-based access to data, results, and analytics. This diagram shows all the Arbutus components, and as you can see on the right part of the diagram, you have Arbutus Hub, and of course off of that, Arbutus Web Connect. Here I am at the login screen for Web Connect. Web Connect will use your Windows login or your Active Directory credentials that you have on the Arbutus Hub. So I'm going to put in my credentials. And this will bring us to the initial screen. On the left part of the browser, you can see something similar to the Arbutus project. Now, Web Connect maps to one or more hub folders on the Arbutus server. So as you can see in this example, I have a hub folder called Shared 1, one called Common, and an Enterprise Share 1 as well one for private outputs for scheduled jobs. So this is, again, a left side navigation to this. So if I choose a data source like employee file, that will now appear on the right. I can obviously move the order of my columns around on this, and it'll be saved for future times when I log in. It'll be structured in this way. You can see in the top right, data and results can be exported to Excel. Now, in addition to viewing data and viewing results, you can also run procedures and run workflows from Web Connect. So for example, if I click on this procedure here called Vendors in Dallas, we support obviously adding an explanation as to what is involved with this procedure. You'll notice as well at the top there are a couple of entry boxes, one called batch email and one is select year. These are examples of two different variables. So you can configure Web Connect in the admin area to support as many variables as you want to that can then be accessed and referenced in an Arbutus procedure. So this is one way for users to be able to have some input into a procedure before it's run. Now, you see my email address is already populated in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and click Submit. And now this procedure is now submitted to Arbutus Hub for processing. And I should be getting an email here shortly. Now, as well as of submitting the jobs, if you look on if I expand below this particular procedure, you can see that we also show you where you may have submitted a job where it failed with a red log or green with a green log. So we do give you some visual affirmation as to that the job was submitted successfully, in addition to any other results, or in this case, an email that would be received. Another example of how a procedure can be interactive is with your standard Arbutus dialog boxes, and the sort of input that they support. Those can also be engaged through Web Connect. Now, Web Connect does not support every iteration of dialog boxes, but you can support some user input. And this is continuing to be expanded upon with Web Connect. Now, in this case, I'm going to click Submit again. Now, in this case, a simple dialog box prompting me to enter the amount that I want to maybe filter on these invoice amounts and click on OK. Now, this is a very simple example. Obviously, you can get more advanced. And of course, you can also control all the other elements you're familiar with from an Arbutus dialog box. So this is an example of using Arbutus Web Connect to view data and run procedures, whether they are interactive or just an example of a pre-built analytic that is going to create results for you. Mapping Web Connect two different shared folders is done through the admin area of Web Connect. That will be covered in this video, but certainly that is how the configuration is set up. Just to confirm and show how Web Connect works with shared folders, if I switch over here to Analyzer, and again here you can see example again of that same shared folder that I'm viewing now in Analyzer as a hub folder is exposed. All these elements you see here in Analyzer in this hub folder are exposed in the same way to Web Connect. So that is a brief introduction to Arbutus Web Connect.